Today we'll be explaining the entire story of solo leveling Hunter's Guild arc in less than 10 minutes. Well, no time to waste, let's get started. We begin this arc with Jinwoo searching the internet for high-grade equipment to challenge the next part of the Demon Castle. He needs gear that can not only protect him from the castle's heat, but also shield him from the demon's fire attacks. However, checking the store, the system's offers doesn't yield any useful items, so Jinwoo resorts to using the Hunter Auction, an online and offline market for hunters to trade items obtained from raids. The money required for the necessary equipment is too much, even for him, which forces him to sell the Orb of Avarice he acquired from killing Vulcan on the 50th floor of the Demon Castle. Although, the problem with that plan is that Jinwoo would need to explain how he, as an E-rank hunter, could obtain such a high-grade item. The only way to get rid of such suspicion is if he has an A-rank entry listed in his hunting history. So, Jinwoo decides to look for an A-rank dungeon raid to join. Jinwoo joins one of Choi Jong-in's guild raids, the Hunter's Guild, as a minor, since he is still considered an E-rank hunter until his new S-rank license is granted. Because higher-grade dungeons are so big, they require division of labor among teams. The attack team handles the monsters, the mining team extracts ores, and the collecting team retrieves monster corpses. Inside the dungeon, Choi Jong-in stylishly burns nearby monsters to a crisp, making sure to burn the rest at the recommended 350 degrees so their corpses remain useful. Once the attack team finishes eliminating all the monsters except the boss, they exit the dungeon to allow the miners and collectors to do their jobs. Jinwoo quickly gets to work, surprising other miners with how efficiently he mines the ores. While the miners take a break, Jinwoo takes a quick look at the boss monster and is tempted to kill it. However, S-rank hunter Cha Hae-in interrupts him, warning him not to wake up the boss and risk everyone's lives. As he passes her, she stops him again, surprised that he doesn't stink, but actually smells nice. Jinwoo returns and meets up with the other miners. They inform him that Cha Hae-in came to patrol the dungeon because she is concerned that the boss could wake up. They gossip some more, telling Jinwoo that the reason why Hunter Cha Hae-in is always using a handkerchief to cover her nose is because she can smell a nasty odor from hunters. Jinwoo realizes that the reason he doesn't smell bad to her is probably because he is a player, not really a hunter. After the day's work is over, the boss miner tries to recruit Jinwoo as a permanent staff member, but he turns down the offer. Undeterred, the boss monster asks Jinwoo to join them again the next day, explaining that another team from the Hunters Guilds will be clearing an A-rank dungeon, and this time, Jinwoo accepts. While Jinho sets up a meeting with Jinwoo to discuss the outcome of his father's meeting, Cha Hae-in makes a call to find out about the mysterious hunter without a soul stench. However, she is told that information regarding Jinwoo has been put under lock, leaving her with no choice but to give up for now. The next day, Jinwoo heads to the site of the A-rank dungeon. The leader of the attack team, Son Ki-hoon, approaches the miners, asking if he can borrow anyone because their porter failed to show up. They are willing to pay extra because of how dangerous it is, but none of the miners are willing to risk their lives for a little extra cash. And despite everyone trying to discourage him, Jinwoo volunteers to join them. Just before Jinwoo enters the dungeon with the attack force, his spidey senses tingle. But he ignores it since the worst that can happen is them getting stuck inside. Once they are all inside, almost immediately, dungeon jackals come charging at them. The attack team easily kills them off, but they are still left confused because C-rank jackals should not be in an A-rank dungeon. Jinwoo checks the bodies of the jackals and discovers leash marks, indicating that something has been keeping them as hunting dogs. The owners of the jackals, the High Orcs, show up, leaving the entire attack team petrified. A High Orc then throws his spear at Son Ki-hoon, who uses his shield to block it, making the rest of the High Orcs charge at them. Despite the team's best efforts to hold their ground against the High Orcs, they find the Orcs too strong to defeat. So Jinwoo uses his stealth skill to silently weaken the monsters and help the team kill all 20 High Orcs. This leaves all but one team member confused about how they were suddenly able to defeat the Orcs. Since the dungeon is much harder than the guild expected, Son Ki-hoon makes a call to leave and come back later with their vice guild master, Cha Hae-in, or guildmaster Choi Jong-in. However, when they reach the exit, they discover a barrier around it. Sensing the presence of the boss, the magic user hunters quickly try to undo the barrier, but the boss monster casts a curse, rendering them useless. Then, suddenly, over 50 high orcs appear, inviting them to a tea party hosted by the boss monster. Son Ki-hoon accepts the invitation, since the alternative is certain death. As they follow the high orcs back to their lair, Son Ki-hoon instructs Jin-woo to run away as soon as he gets the chance, and that once he makes it outside, he should inform the guild about the high orcs. The healer also asks Jin-woo to help him deliver her will to her family, because they all know they won't be leaving the dungeon alive. Jin-woo agrees to take her will, but reassures her that she won't need him to deliver it. Once they reach the lair, they are greeted by the boss monster Kargulgan and thousands of high orc monsters. So Son Ki-hoon questions Kargulgan about why he didn't just kill them initially, to which Kargulgan replies that he wants the group to entertain both himself and his men. Determined to at least kill Kargulgan, Son Ki-hoon orders everyone to charge, but none of the other team members move a muscle. Kargulgan then gives Son Ki-hoon a severe beating, but before he can kill him, Jin-woo steps in to save Son Ki-hoon. Jin-woo then asks for their permission to clear the dungeon, since the dungeon belongs to the Hunters Guild. Son Ki-hoon agrees, and Jin-woo summons all his shadow monsters. Outside the dungeon, Detective Cha Hae-in arrives at the site, looking for Jin-woo. She is told that Jin-woo accompanied the attack team as a porter, so she enters the dungeon to find him. After Cha Hae-in goes in, Woo Jin-chul and some of the other hunters from the monitoring division also come looking for Jin-woo. They too are told that Jin-woo is inside the dungeon, and that Hunter Cha Hae-in has also gone in to look for them. Feeling a sudden urge of energy from the dungeon, Woo Jin-chul requests for a device to measure the dungeon levels. The measurements are shown to be much higher than before, prompting them to rush inside immediately to help the attack team. Back in the monster lair, Jin-woo sicks his shadow monsters on Kargulgan's men, with Ygritte and Iron taking the lead. While Jin-woo is killing off the monsters, Kargulgan uses a powerful move to wipe out some of his shadow monsters. Angered, Jin-woo charges at him, but Kargulgan uses a shield to block Jin-woo's attack. Jin-woo then uses a potion to restore his mana so he can resurrect his shadow monsters, and also adds Kargulgan's dead men to his new shadow monsters, telling Kargulgan that he will be joining them next. Angry, Kargulgan sends out his main soldiers, so Jin-woo does the same. However, Kargulgan's soldiers are no match for Ygritte, Iron, and Tank. They waste no time killing them. While the intense fight is going on, Cha Hae-in and Woo Jin-chul arrive just in time to watch Jin-woo solo the dungeon. Kargulgan tries to place curses on Jin-woo, but the system helps him break it. Jin-woo then has one of his sorcerer shadows use the Orb of Avarice to blast away Kargulgan's shield. An enraged Kargulgan finally stands up from his throne to kill Jin-woo. Seizing the opportunity, Jin-woo stabs Kargulgan, then swaps his dagger for his trusty hands, and punches Kargulgan into the ground. His shadow monsters then rush in to finish Kargulgan off. Deciding to leave the drops to the Hunters Guild since they own the dungeon, Jin-woo only collects Kargulgan's shadow, adding him as his next major shadow, Tusk. Once he is done, Jin-woo is surprised to see that Woo Jin-chul and Cha Hae-in have been watching him fight. The attack team tries to ask Jin-woo questions, but Woo Jin-chul steps in to stop them. So instead, they settle for thanking him for saving their lives, and Jin-woo returns the team healer's will back to her. That's it for the Hunters Guild arc in Solo Leveling. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more exciting recaps. Thanks for watching.